and welcome to the MemoryMixer Design Studio. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how easy it is to use our project patterns and create a banner to welcome spring. Once you have your banner project patterns downloaded and installed in MemoryMixer, the next thing you'll do is just open a new album. I use a portrait because it's easier to work with, because my project is portrait oriented. So I come and now I'll just choose a background paper. And I'm going to use the Summer Argyle, and it's Walking on Sunshine paper pack by Fayette. So I'll just go ahead and say OK. Now it's easy to just come in and add my project pattern. So I'll go into embellishments. I'll come up to Project Patterns Portrait, and it's the banner. I'm going to be working on the first section of my banner, and I want to use the triangular shape. So I'll just say OK. And you'll see that come right onto our page. So you can see here, if you want, I add a drop shadow as well, and I just reposition it by dragging with my mouse. It just kind of gives me a little darker border all the way around the outside edge. So we'll say OK there. And now I want to add just a little triangular insert of another paper. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So here's one I've completed. So I have my background, and I have just on this little triangular inlay here. So that's what we're going to work on next. So we'll come back to our first page. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to add an additional background for that little triangle piece. I'm just going to come up here and grab, here are some stripes I wanted to use. So we'll use the rainbow stripes, and I'll add as an additional background. And then once I have that in place, I can now select that and come in here to my photo shapes. I'm going to select a triangle. We'll say OK. Okay, the next thing I'm going to need to do is to rotate my triangle, and I'll simply use my rotate 90 degrees left and just do it twice. I'm going to go ahead and position it how I want. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of get it to the size that I want. So I'm just looking at the top, oops, just undo there. I'm just looking at this top section here as to how far I want it to come. I'm going to just widen it just a little bit here. And then I am going to use my zoom in button so I can get in the pattern just a little bit tighter there. And now I'm going to use my crop window. And now I can position this at the top. Actually, I'll position it at the bottom, and then I can drag it up to the top to get the taller triangle. And that looks just about right. So now I can go ahead and add a mat, and when I added the mat, I just simply used my color picker. So I do want to change the color. So I'll choose the picker tool, and I'm just going to simply grab one of the pink colors here. I'll say OK, and here I can now determine how wide I want it to be. Let's try like 7. We'll say OK. Oh, that seems just about right. If I want to make the triangular portion a little bit smaller, I can simply use the gray boxes and just resize it. The stripes won't be skewed, so you can adjust how you want. That makes it easy. And now you can just go ahead and add embellishments. I used, let's see, it was Mom's Life, I think, by Fayette. So let me just look here. Yep, Mom's Life embellishments. And there's just the different flowers here. So you can just simply double click on those and then position them how you want. Now let me just show you what I've done here. So here is the triangular piece, and then I've simply done the same thing for the next pieces of my banner, but I've used a different project pattern. And this time I just brought in a rectangular piece of paper, and then I used the fill a font feature, picked a nice big chunky font here. This one happens to be Baby Cruffy, and then just add my embellishments to have a continuity through my banner. If you do not know how to use the fill a font feature, it's very simple. Pick your font, then you can use the fill a font and you can fill it with backgrounds. There is a special tutorial on fill a font, so if you have any questions, you might watch that. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you next time.